A pleasant good morning to the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, just about 4 minutes after the hour of 8. Welcome to today's edition of Island Tea. It's a pleasure being back in studio with you today. Just to remind you, we are on your FM dial at 98.9. We're being simulcast on TVC channel 40. We're on Facebook as well as YouTube. If you wish to join in on the conversation or bring something pressing to the fore, our local number is 466-0989 in the U.S., 1-305-921-4619, or 1-718-285-6984. In the UK, 0333440065. To the regional and international diaspora, a pleasant good morning to all our regular listeners, to our new listeners, to those who will become listeners eventually. Welcome in. To those of you celebrating, be it an accomplishment, a graduation, a promotion, kudos on behalf of us here at Island Tea. And for those of you who are celebrating a birthday, eat your cake, enjoy it, exercise thereafter, and don't remember to be thankful that you made it another 365 around the sun. A lot of folks had plans for that, and they are not here today. Continued sympathies and empathies to families who would have lost their loved ones. May God be your comfort and guide in this trying time. Biff, good morning. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Hortensia. I'm blessed, highly favored, and giving thanks. What about you, my dear?
I am trying to be plenty better than yesterday.
And it looks like you're doing a very good job at that. All smiley and things like that.
Oh.
I guess you've been away from me for a few days, not seeing me help to make you feel a little better.
Oh, boy. Whatever you say, I'll take, but I don't think so. I had to work. Everybody knows why I'm not here. I had to work. Monday was a holiday, and I had 2 early mornings back to back. So I'm here today, and I will be here tomorrow. So, yes, that's why I wasn't here.
How did you enjoy your holiday?
I don't know. I slept a little extra. That's it.
So you didn't go to the beach and all those things to drive around the island, Hortensia?
No. You see all the nonsense that happening. You had money. So how many people did we had Monish on Friday before we left? You see how they started from since Friday?
And the WAS student losing her life over there.
Oh, that was sad.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, sorry
really
to hear
sad
about that. And condolences to her family. And it seemed like she was an only child to her mom.
Wow.
Yeah, so
that gotta be pretty hard.
It's pretty hard, yeah.
And without no disrespect, but I always encourage persons when they have a son, they need to get a daughter. And when they have a son and a daughter, the brother will need a brother, and the son will need a brother, and the sister will need a brother. So that means
it seems like you'll be supporting these people. Because 1 and 2 is good enough. I don't even think you need 3 and 4.
No,
they learn to play and coexist with each other, especially when they're of the opposite sex. The gentleman would learn this is not how you treat a lady, and the lady would understand this is what it takes to make the gentleman stay at peace and be happy. They don't need 3 and 4. That's too much. We can't afford it. Things going up, and we money staying. The brakes are moving at that.
Well, I have 3 daughters and 1 son.
Oh.
So based on the Prime Minister's suggestion or advice,
you're joining that?
Yes, I think I have to go back and work on another son.
But that will be an odd number. Then you'll need the next one to make it 6.
Oh, yes.
You see? So you better stay out the ring. You already have placed your quota on earth. There's no need to add to that quota. You know what? To each his own. You go on with your bad self. You go on with your bad self. Yeah. So we're still waiting on the PM. He can start, and then I think everybody else.
Well, he can continue. Because remember, he has a son.
Oh, yes. You can continue, sir. You can make the other 3 too. Make it even and get your 4.
Jump in and lead the way.
Yeah.
Follow the leader.
I wonder if anybody's going to follow the lead on that one, boy, because everybody's saying they ain't got no money. But you know what? I admire about Kittians. They never have money. But you let a sale come. Where the money come from?
Yeah, but I don't think we're thinking about that a lot, the social security element, when persons reach, well, it's now going to be 65, is it?
Well, all things equal once the legislation goes in place.
There may not be enough in the kitty for us to get our, as Kittitians and divisions, to get our thing, because we are underpopulated, and 2, most of our young working force, well, it has not been the case as of the last few years, but half in the cemetery and the other half in the prison, so to speak. But The prison part still happening, but not the cemetery part per se.
Yeah, but all of that. But I don't think half in the prison though. Maybe a quarter.
Okay, well.
I don't think it's half there.
Figuratively, so
yeah, they're just not contributing to the pool.
Yes,
I totally get you. With that
when you look at the prison van going out with all these young strapping fellas, some of them handsome as well. I wish I was probably half as handsome as some of them. But,
oh boy.
And
they just chose to be indifferent and chose to walk with the wrong crowd or do the wrong things. As I said, I pray redemption is there for some of them, but some we know they're in there until the time they're called home.
Well, yes, the lifers, and I happen to pass.
You made that sound so easy.
Well,
yeah, that sounds nice. The lifers.
It has a nice ring to it, unfortunately.
Exactly.
But I passed across 1840 yesterday, and the crowd there, girl.
You went to visit, you mean?
No, I was.
Oh, you were just walking. Oh, you mean the visitors?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. Boy, that's one hallway I don't want to ever. I'll knock on everything, including wood, I ever have to go into.
I saw persons outside, so seeing persons outside, I said, well, there are 1 or 2 persons I'm seeing, they're just waiting until the gate open. But as I pass them, peeping inside full so people got to be outside, girl.
Yeah.
And
because I guess they want first preference to see the family members.
I went to see someone in there once, and it was a traumatic experience for me. I had the checks to go through, and then the person come down, and then they're in that section, and just speaking about it.
Getting goosebumps.
And I grew up with a family. My uncle, the late Andrew Weeks, I think it's the respect he had for the law. When he's passing the Sandy Point police station, if he's walking on the same side of the station, he crosses to the other side, passes, and then comes back over.
Why though?
I don't know. Maybe he believes it wasn't respectful to walk in front of the police station.
But I don't understand.
And he literally did that, eh?
Yeah, but I don't understand why. That sounds like somebody who don't want to walk in front of the grave because they're afraid the cemetery because they're afraid of zombie. So you go on the next side.
But my ex-wife, she was a police. And when I went in to visit her, well, to throw me wraps or whatever the case before we got married, well, even after we got married, I always felt a kind of way going into the police station, even to see, I know I'm not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not in there for the bad circumstances, but just this sort of feeling, maybe it's how I was brought up. And I remember Cartensia. I don't believe many persons may believe me with this, but my mom would carry me down the police station at time, and I used to like going away. She sent me go look, when I go look grass and thing, because we never used to get a chance to go out and play often. And I look the grass quick and run down the bay. And I run go play hoop or run go play football or something as a small boy. So one day she carried me to the police station to teach me a lesson. And I believe it worked.
Okay.
I still could remember the policeman, a tall, slim policeman, a little bullet with the thing. He was looking monstrous to me, girl. And I believe that worked, Cartensia.
Never ran away again?
No. Crazy girl, I used to run with but I just had to be a little more careful.
But you could have had plenty play times while you were out picking the grass too. Just take long to carry back the grass and do a little run around and then carry back the grass.
That's what I do. I make sure I scout out the different areas. So when this patch done, I know there's a patch over there. So I run. I used to run, run go there, cut the grass quick, bring them close to the root on the way home, so I don't have to make a diversion.
Okay.
So when I'm ready, I run up and then just collect it and head home.
So you had animals to take care of?
Yes, I had. I had sheep, I had goats, I had pigs. And I mean, young people don't have these things these days.
No, because parents don't. You see, back then we were more self-sufficient. Like I see everybody's over at the salt pond now picking salt. I think I want to make a stop there and see what it looks like. That's the one that's close to Friars Bay, and everybody's picking salt. And I'm like, this is so cute. And the fact that they're taking their kids there and having their kids involved, it's like, this is your heritage, so just enjoy it
and pass
as
it
well.
Down.
Yeah, but we don't know how long those ponds are going to be around. So yeah, we have to enjoy them while they last, because life changes, things are changing. Nothing is the same as we remember it from back then. So we just have to enjoy what we have now. And as you rightfully said, some of us had to get up, sweep the bottom of the house. use the floor cloth and wipe off the stairs. Mop wasn't a thing. You remember the cloth? And you
Yes.
wipe off and you scrub your stairs. You had to make sure your house clean and everything before you go to school. When you come home in the afternoon, you have to clean your boots, iron your school clothes, do your homework. We had a lot of things that kept us busy. And then sometimes you get a little play. But on Saturdays, we used to try to finish all our work so we could be done for soul train, because we used to have our own soul train line at home and to watch our cartoons. But you had to complete your chores before you got those opportunities. Now, what is complete chores? You're talking to the children, I'm telling them 10 times go do something, they're watching you and moving slow with the tablet in their hands. So
So
different generation, different time. Yeah, the soul train line with Don Cornelius.
Don Cornelius.
That
with
was
the
the
big
bomb.com, yeah.
Hey, that guy was cool, Cartens.
Yeah,
And I used to love it, eh?
those were the good old
I
days.
love dancing, but you know these guys with the disco dancing. I used to like see them, and they wear the dress.
The MC Hammer
And
pants,
I
etc.
like dancing. I
etc.
could shake a leg, but I was never into them kind of stylish dancing.
Oh,
And,
well, you live, you learn.
yeah.
Every Saturday, can't wait for Soul Train to come on. And that's how it was for us. And then we just repeat again the next week. But we always had chores. And my mom, what she did, she split up the house in 3 parts. So 1 week, somebody was in the kitchen. That's how you learn to cook and bake. Next week, 1 week, somebody was in the house. That's how you learn to clean and keep it together. And then the other person was in the bedroom. So we just rotate. We just go
That makes
around.
sense.
And it worked. It worked. Nobody forget where they was. Everybody did what they had to do. That's how she
That makes a lot
ensured.
of sense.
Yeah.
Well, part of the chores we forgot going for water, because quite a few of the houses may not have had water, so you had to go by the close by water dam or something like that. But
Okay.
they're carrying buckets and something like that, and people had a knack of balancing. You see somebody
Yeah,
with
with
the
the
water
cloth
on the
on the
head,
head.
and the two things, and they're going down the road like nothing happened, just like they're empty-handed and things like that. And I think that helped us, Cartensi, as part of our development and perhaps responsibility, discipline,
Yeah.
and things like that, and help us to be industrious.
Yeah,
You see something needs to be done,
you do it without someone asking you to do
And,
it. Not no.
Especially if you know when it's not done, not because you're not told, you're gonna get
Licks.
licked. Though you're not told it is to be done, you see it, you're supposed to know better. Do it, otherwise licks in your backside, girl.
Licks in your tail.
I get some good looks here, girl, Cartens here, and I got to thank my mother.
Yep.
I didn't turn out too bad.
Yeah. Only now we understand why.
Yeah,
Before then, we just think, oh my God, these people just beating us for what? That sometimes I feel black people still think they were in slavery days and they still need to beat people to feel good about life. That's just how I felt. But just to get to what we have for you this morning, I just want to say congrats to Al Stapleton out of Nevis. He's the new general manager for Nevlec. And I also want to say congrats to Crochet by Pink. She is now registered by law, and her businesses is regulated by law as well. So anyone that think they can take her things and say it's theirs, they're going to be in some serious trademark problems. So congratulations to those two local individuals. And from our WinFM news wall, I see that we have... hold on, let me get to it. It says Federation government announces temporary travel restrictions from or to high-risk countries. We saw a health bulletin was put out most recently as it pertains to Ebola. Then we go on to see our next news article. Nevis Premier continues to refute allegations of secrecy surrounding Destiny Project. I also saw a video of him commenting on the delay. We will get to that script shortly. And then I see officials issue drought warning for Federation. Government working to bolster water security. And as I said, all of these are on our winnfm.com page. And then regionally, from SVG News, I see PM Friday promises course correction on SVG debt. I also see that he removed the custom and service charge and excise taxes on diesel utilized for electricity generation. So that's very good for Prime Minister Friday over there in St. Vincent. And then I see over there in Trinidad, it says TNT abstain from CARICOM Cuba statement. Then I see citizens of Guyana and Barbados can officially travel between each other's countries without a passport using only their national ID cards, and this will be effective July 1st, and I see the carriers that are going to accept these cards. They're working ardently to ensure that their systems are in place so that the movement can ensue when July 1st comes, because I know everybody's going to be excited to go to Barbados without a passport now from Guyana. And I know this is part of both countries turning 60 this year. Guyana made 60 on May 26th. And Barbados will make 60 on November 30th, 2026. And Antigua and Barbuda are going bilingual. Biff, as we were speaking about earlier, the Prime Minister said this is the second language that, well, we are surrounded by Spanish-speaking and Latin American countries, so he only sees it fitting that Spanish be incorporated in schools, which I think it should be a must, because we have a budding Latin community here. Some of our students go to Cuba, so they are at an advantage, because when they come back now, they can speak Spanish and they can communicate very well with the Cuban doctors that we have here in the Federation at the hospital. So I see that as being a good thing, because as I was telling you, the young children that we have here who are of Latin descent, they are bilingual. Their parents teach them Spanish at home, and they speak perfectly fine English when they go to school. So they themselves are already on a good path. So I think Antigua and Barbuda has adopted this way of life. I think we should do the same as well.
If I could chip in on that, Hortensia, I believe in that strongly. I believe in it then, and I do believe in it now. I could recall my last daughter, and she made 26 last month, and she...
What if your last daughter told somebody she was 20? You just give away the girl business.
Well, I don't have a problem with the age. I think we need to be proud of our ages, because some people don't.
Yeah, but women don't like to tell their age.
Ah, yes, that's true. Yeah, all women and thing. But when she was in grade 4, I remember two things about her. And it's the school, Sandy Point Primary School. One, they had a pilot project, and they did Spanish in grade 4. So that was 2010 maybe, somewhere there, 2008. And they also had a system where they taught commerce, economics, for want of a better expression, where her classroom, I think it was grade 4-1, they had a shop. They used to sell little treats at lunchtime and break time, and the teacher allowed them to manage it.
Okay.
The ordering of the stuff, the checking, what do you call it, when you back check and make sure all the funds and the money is there, and the
float. They had a float.
They had a float, all these kind of things. So they were being introduced to the business world at that young age. And I really liked it, because she would have come home and she would have been incorporating what she was doing there in the school in home in terms of the financing and the budgeting. But I don't think that lasted 2 years, too many years. But going back to the Spanish, I did Spanish in first form and second form, but when I reached third form, it was against physics, and I wanted to be a medical doctor, so obviously I chose physics.
But wasn't it an option still? Because Spanish was an option that we could have chosen in high school.
Yes, it is. Some persons do Spanish and French, etc. And I believe that a foreign language should be made compulsory, and I believe it should be Spanish because of the number of Spanish-speaking people we have here.
Yeah.
And, well, at the time I was thinking so, and I still think so. We used to go to Puerto Rico a lot to shop. Yeah. I don't think we go there as often as we used to do.
Yeah.
But I think Spanish is key, and I think that move by Antigua and Barbuda, albeit, and no disrespect, some of the things they are doing we would have done. So we have taken the lead in terms of the Leeward Islands, or even the OECS. And I think kudos to him. That's an excellent move. So, but I think we need to revisit it here in St. Kitts and Nevis to think about it. And I believe it should be done in all primary schools. And I'm remembering the youngster.
I think it should be done throughout your schooling time, even in college. College, you should be way advanced.
Exactly, and
Yeah, so it should start from grassroots. Let's start from the preschool. The children have all these
even
things on
that,
their
yes,
tablet that they
yes,
learn.
beautiful
Coco Melon
idea.
and everybody teaches them Spanish, etc., etc. So let them learn from then, because that's when they're big sponges. So let them soak up everything. So as they go along, they will be excellent.
I believe in bending the tree when it is young,
Yeah.
very young, and I could recall this experience when I was director of culture. We were doing drumming and dancing in the high schools and so, and certain programs we had, creative programs we had in the primary school. And when I called my drumming specialist, Mr. Royd Phipps, and engaged him and said, "Boy, what do you think about doing drumming in preschools, the lower level than the primary school?" He watched me as if, "Boy, you sound crazy, boy. Your head good?" That was the look on his face. And I felt it eyesight. So when we engaged, I don't believe he was so confident at first that it would have worked. And I didn't know how it would have worked out. But hey, that was one of the most beautiful things we would have done.
Yeah.
With doing the drumming, at least to get them the motor skills and all those other benefits apart from the creative element. So really, you're right. I think if you go down into the preschools and you start teaching Hola and Buenos Dias, these simple words and...
do you know those children don't need to be taught those things? You know they know them already.
Oh yes, the
Because
tablet.
I told you they have their tablet.
Uh-huh.
So you will just be practicing. So you'll get them up with the right the linguistics, the tongue turning right, them sounding authentic. I think that's all. Because those little children know everything. My little neighbor, the eldest is 7, I want to believe, and he plays the drums very well because he is in a, as you rightfully said, a drumming program in school. So when he strikes up over there, I just listen to him and I just smile. I say, okay, yeah, he has a good future. The mere fact that he already knows what he's doing, he's going well.
And well, forgive me if I get cultural sometimes. When we see our children beating the drums, run to the nearest store and buy a drum for him or her.
But we parents don't buy us no drums.
Well, yes, but
we use the bucket.
Yeah, well,
till
yes.
they mash up.
That is
and
true.
an old bucket at that.
When they're beating the tables or beating the chairs, to me, there's something inside saying, "Mommy and Daddy, I like drumming. I want to be a drummer." Run go buy a drum. If you see them kicking a kicking thing, run go buy a football. If you see them
Sign them up for football.
singing, buy a little simple karaoke set for them. Yeah, indulge them. Don't tell them shut up. If you see them marking up on your wall with crayons, don't beat them for doing that. You get a crayon book and crayons and you give them. And yes, of course, you go wipe the wall.
Maybe they might need a lash, but you explain to them why they got the lash. So don't persecute them.
Don't punish them for that.
Yeah, just let them understand that this is not the place that you do that.
Speak but don't
yeah,
punish.
Exactly. Because sometimes I find the parents beat the children for nonsense. As I said back then, maybe our parents didn't know better, but now that we know better, I'm not saying encourage gentle parenting, but kids need to understand the consequences of doing certain things. And you banging them in the head, shoving them, like sometimes I look at people, I be like, why God give you children? Because it's like you're not treating them well.
Yes, and I think when you do those things, you deter them from what they're doing, and they could be good painters.
They don't
and
understand.
They just bang it and
exactly.
give it up. But like I said, buy a coloring book, buy this, buy that. Well, at the end of the day, they may not turn out, but you may never know.
Exactly.
You may never know, because when you look at children in preschool, you see them running up and down with that natural talent. Who could run long, who could jump fast and things. They weren't trained. It's just something intrinsic, something inside
something
of them.
in it, yes.
And you just develop that. And that is why even preschools have sports these days, and they're very...
Children good, man. And the children want to beat each other, you know. So they work it hard. Some of them even want to practice at home. I saw some parents, Mommy, watch me, watch how fast I can go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when they do that, Cartensia, we as adults, we as parents, we need to support them.
Yeah.
Don't tell them, Mommy don't have any time for
Mommy
you to do that, and Mommy tired. Indulge them.
Oh gosh, but sometimes Mommy could be tired, you know,
yes,
for real,
but
you know.
who knows? That might be the last opportunity you have.
Oh boy. And we don't want to talk about losses today. We had enough loss over the weekend or over the past month.
Last week
I was wondering what's going on in our federation, and I was like, you see, I tell them we need to pray now. We can't just pray when it's well they're praying now. Every Monday and Friday we need to start the federation off with prayer. Too much is going on. Life after life, it just can't. Accident after accident, and it's like they're not listening. They're driving, still driving crazy on the roads. I be like, I miss the 20. I miss seeing these people crawl. Because oh my gosh. Like the other day, I'm coming up the road by Central Bank. You know, there's a lane for you to turn into the gas station. Somebody's already on the left side turning into the gas station. So I just wait, allow them to get into the gas station, and then I continue along because I don't understand how the turning lane move from the middle of the road to the left side where moving traffic is traversing. I'm like, oh my gosh, as adults, what are we doing? I'm in my head, I'm like, sir, how did you get over here to get into the gas station, please? I wish I had telepathy for him to answer that question for me. But is it time for us to take a break?
Yes,
All
it could,
right.
but before we slip away and do that, as you started a lot in the media, and one of the things, perhaps you could touch that, dive in a little bit, is the press conference by the Honorable Mark Grantley, Premier of Nevis, and there's a piece by a journalist about the
Yeah, I
special zone.
did told them that we were going to play that later. So when we come back, or you want to do it now?
No, let's go to the break, and when we
Okay.
come back, we do that.
Okay, no problem. All right, no problem. So we'll take a short break and we will be right back. We do ask that you stay tuned.
Found the sound 98.9
Building supplies, electrical supplies, furniture, appliances, carpets and tiles. It's the company where you can get it all. All at TDC, home and building depot. From lawn and garden, the TVs and stereos. All at TDC, home and building depot. Come on down, get what you're looking for. It's all at TDC, home and building depot.
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
Old fast, bright, smart, you're up now. This is your start, big deal, nice wheels, just my ride. No wait, no hassle, just drive. I saw it, I owned it, quick like that. National Bank, no, got me on track.
To the Nevis Island administration references some concerns over the proposed destiny development on the southern side of Nevis.
With Vroom, you pay $0 down. Get low rates and fast approval. Apply today at any National Bank branch or online at www.sknanb.com. Vroom, your used car loan from National Bank. Terms and conditions apply.
This is your start.
You could win more with the Mega Ball. Pick 3 and pick 4, you could get it all.
Yes, playing Pick 3 and Pick 4 with the Caribbean Lottery just got more rewarding. For just an extra $1, increase your winnings by $1,000 with Pick 3 and $10,000 with Pick 4 when you play the Mega Ball.
You ready to win a little extra? You ready to win a little extra? You ready to win a little extra? Then get on the ball.
Play Pick 3 and Pick 4 with Mega Ball at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 and over to play.
And we are back on Island T as we continue along. It's just about 34 minutes after the hour of 8. And are we ready with the clip or we're going to do that afterwards? All right. So we will give credit to TVC channel 40 and Mr.
Nevis's
Glembard
Premier
for
Mark
this
Brantley
clip
disclosed.
that we are about to play.
Nevis's Premier Mark Brantley disclosed the federal government wrote to the Nevis Island administration. Nevis's Premier Mark Brantley disclosed the federal government wrote to the Nevis Island administration, referencing some concerns over the proposed destiny development on the southern side of Nevis. Premier Brantley said the correspondence referenced concerns raised by the committee established to review the development, which could become the first development implemented under the Special Sustainability Zone legislation. According to the Premier, some of the concerns raised by the committee were outside the scope of the committee's responsibility, saying most were matters that fell directly in the constitutional authority of the Nevis Island administration. Commenting on the matter during his May 26 press conference in Charlestown, Nevis, Premier Brantley explained the NIA's disagreement with concerns raised by the committee, saying some of the concerns raised were clearly contrived.
And some of those concerns we thought were, how should I put it, unfortunate. And I use that word because one of the concerns, for example, they said that this community will be, and I'm paraphrasing, a community of wealthy individuals, and that will create a sort of Nevis where you have some haves and have-nots. And I thought, well, that's an interesting observation to make, because I don't know if you all know, but there's a place in St. Kitts called Frigate Bay. There's a place in St. Kitts called Kittitian Hill. There's a place in St. Kitts called Christophe Harbour. I wonder how many Kittitians live in Christophe Harbour. Well, how come this have and have not story just coming up now as an objection to destiny? These are the kinds of things that I say are absolute, unadulterated rubbish. So we've responded, and our response went out on the 8th of May to the Cabinet in St. Kitts. I can tell you that today we intend to dispatch a further letter, because we've heard nothing further, asking whether or not we can have a response within the next 7 days. The reason I say that is because we would have sent this document with our position to the federal government on the 23rd of December. The Prime Minister has said that he doesn't recognize that he got it until sometime in January. But that aside for the moment, if we count from the 23rd of December, January, February, March, April, May, it's been 5 months since this project has been over there in St. Kitts. We got that project proposal in August, if I recall, in Nevis. And August, September, October, November, December, within 4 months, we had had a number of town hall meetings, number of public consultations, and advanced the position. It's been 5 months now that that project is sitting down in St. Kitts. And we still don't have an answer. So, we are now going to say to St. Kitts, please, can we have an answer within the next week so that we can know what we're doing, because this has commercial implications, and certainly this impacts the economy of the island of Nevis and the wider federation.
Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew did explain at one of his roundtable sessions with the news media that the committee was there to advise and to ensure that there were no constitutional risks or encroachments. The proposal submitted to the federal government came after several weeks of consultations with a wide cross-section of citizens and residents living on Nevis, with alterations taking place on the original proposal that was submitted to the NIA. Glenn Bart reporting for Television Caribbean, TVC Channel 40.
I was wondering what are the commercial implications as we continue along, but I'm not quite sure about that. And as he says, that press conference was on Tuesday, so I guess the Prime Minister have until next Tuesday to let him know what is what. And I would like to know how they would proceed if the federal government doesn't give them the go-ahead, or how they would not be able to proceed. So those are my questions. You said we had a caller? Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T.
Good morning.
How are you keeping today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Okay, now listening to that piece that you just played, right? Is it so much about the have not, the have and the have not?
I don't think so.
Because but that's the way Mark make it sound like that people are more focusing on the have and the have not. I don't think it's the have and the have not so much for the citizens. I think the main thing is this autonomy, where these people want to come in and have their own laws, and that's the big issue. And it seems like they just step over that and sweep that under the rug. Don't talk about that.
But do you think it's only that too, and the mere fact that people will be losing lands because you have to sell land for them to get land to do what they need to do, and then when you lose that land, to get back that land, you know how them prices will go.
You won't get it back. Period.
You won't get it back.
They're not gonna sell
No,
it.
I don't mean them selling you it back to you. But what if, okay, let's be the devil advocate. What if push comes to shove, Cleo, and that project does not happen, right? Because now he's saying it's being held back. If Destiny decides, okay, I need to make back my money, you know how much they're going to sell them lands for?
That's true. But
Exactly.
Well, that's the cost. That's the cost that people didn't think about.
Business, no?
Because remember, land, land to us is like gold.
Yep.
Appreciate
Oh,
it.
bigger than gold.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
But I don't believe they'll
and-
send back the land either, Cleo.
And because people don't make us, they didn't teach people the value of land. They convince you to sell your land, not knowing that your land value increase every day.
Correct.
And the thing about it is that, of course, they're not gonna want to sell it back. At least if they want to sell it back, you know, you have to the person that sold it can't afford to buy it back.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. You can't get it back, but you could. Maybe you'll have to break the bank to get it legally.
But then again, from listening, it sounds like some of these people that even sold the land, they have not really been paid for the land yet either.
Oh, I'm not quite sure about that part. I heard something like that, but I'm not sure if payments
I heard
aren't
something like
done,
that,
are
so
completed as yet.
It's kind of, you know. But I think the major thing for the citizen is this autonomy. And we cannot skip over that. These people want to come into our islands, set up, make their own laws. What did that say for us? And I'm gonna keep saying it. If you go in there as a worker, because they like to focus on, oh, you're gonna get work, you're gonna be the maid. The maid go in there, she get grape. You know, you can't social media, you can't say, she get grape, and think if Nevis police force cannot do anything about it, you're gonna have to go through their authorities, their police force. So what satisfaction are you gonna get?
Oh boy.
What satisfaction is the citizen gonna get? None.
Yeah, to each his own. But
that's a big deal that we have to look at, and then you come in, it's like a big separation. It's like somebody want to put us back into slavery.
But they already said I remember hearing someone said the other day that basically, I don't want to sit around think, but it's like we building more stuff to give us slavery jobs. But then I checked about the pier and all them other things that we build to bring tourism. Isn't that sort of kind of paid slavery jobs too? Because you're going to bring more ships. People are going to have more work. But isn't it, I'm like, what? Do we really listen to ourselves when we're having conversations? Because either way, it's the same thing.
Look me, when I'm talking about the slavery is that, look me, you as me and you will not be able to go in there as you like.
No,
It's
because it's
already
their
starting with
province.
the beach. They
Yeah.
start with the beach now, where you cannot go to the beach as you like. If you want to go walk round, we have a say walk round, and the walk round is very long.
Yeah.
You just can't go through as you're accustomed. I mean, come on. No, go back to something you were talking about. You were talking about language, and I went into a clip where Jamaica MP in Parliament. She was
Oh,
speaking.
Patois.
you mean the young lady? She was speaking
Yeah.
part what? Yeah.
She said for me get up in the morning. And she started to speak
And the speaker was
the
not
broken
having it.
English,
Mhm.
and the what you call the person for the house,
The speaker of the house.
the speaker of the house denied her the right to speak in broken English. So imagine if she was not able to put a couple of her words together a little smooth. She have to bite off her tongue trying to speak.
But she was saying that it was a cultural presentation, so she didn't expect the speaker to act that way, because if you're going to do a cultural presentation, you should do it in your own language, not the language of the crown.
Queen's English.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But she was denied speaking, doing her cultural presentation in her cultural language.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Make
Yeah.
it make sense, right?
Yeah, but they too, they're not too far from Hispaniola, so I think Jamaica should be speaking both in Spanish and French.
Good idea.
Yeah.
No, Hortensia, you being in the airline, working in the airline industry, have you heard the new how to say the setup from Canada, where people are going to in Canada, when you go you check your baggage, and when after you finish check your baggage, some TSA people who are working in the airport take off your baggage sticker and put your name on a different bag. That bag is not yours, but the bag that take your sticker off and put it on is full of drugs. So when you reach to like these countries, all of a sudden you're pull out because your name is on a bag with drugs. You heard that?
No, this is the first time I'm hearing such a thing.
Yeah, you go Google it.
I will.
So they're warning people now to be very careful when you go to the airport. Make sure you take a picture of your tag on your bag. So that they have a picture on your phone of your bag. So you know that blue bag, my bag was not blue. My bag is black.
And you have a picture of your tag, so you could corroborate that the tag that's now on is not yours. Wow.
Exactly. Because a lot of innocent people are being set up now with this, where they take your tag and put it on a bag that is full of drugs. So people are going to prison and having difficulty fighting to prove that bag was not my bag.
Oh boy.
So Google it and see. Anyway, I'll make room for somebody else to call in.
All right, thank you for your contributions. Do we have a next caller? Go ahead, you're live on Island T. Pleasant good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Contestant Biff.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
How you guys doing today?
Good, thanks. Yourself?
Yes, nice conversation there with Cleo. And yeah, great clip, man, that you played with this Destiny situation.
Thank
you. You know, this Destiny project has been creating some havoc. The citizens over there in Nevis have been kicking back. Me personally, the reason why I'm not for it is because of the massive land grab. But I am pro-development for Nevis, to make that clear. And no matter how we twist and turn this thing, it's already heading towards the fact that the disagreement is coming up between the Prime Minister and the Premier. And we're going back to the old wranglings between St. Kitts and Nevis. Oh, development is happening in St. Kitts, but the development is getting stopped on Nevis by the authorities in St. Kitts. That's where this stuff is really technically at, but we don't want to really talk about it straightforward. You know, just listen to what's going on back and forth. Remember now, you know, both the Premier and the Prime Minister facilitated that law, that bill. And then now they got wranglings between them. How could that be?
Good
Both
point.
of them.
Good point, Carla.
If they think that this project is so good for Nevis and the wider federation on a whole, the Prime Minister himself, who the buck stops with him, he doesn't necessarily have to create an ad hoc committee. And as he creates the ad hoc committee, as an oversight committee, what and who that ad hoc committee is overseeing? Because there is still stuff happening on Nevis underground behind the scenes. The Prime Minister, I'm going to talk directly to him. He got to be more authoritative and more decisive. He is the Prime Minister of both St. Kitts and Nevis, not just for St. Kitts alone. What goes on over on Nevis, that's his business as well. Whether the Constitution give him that right or not, me personally, bro, I believe the Prime Minister has to be more decisive. And he himself, if he doesn't like that Destiny project, or if he likes it and he wants it to happen, he should have come out straight to the nation and said that, rather than beating around the bush and creating this ad hoc committee. Yeah, I mean, the ad hoc committee could be a good thing. Yes, I understand that. But him personally, he should say it to the nation. What does he feel about Destiny himself? What vision that he has? You know what I mean?
Mm.
He's a Prime Minister. He is also the Minister of National Affairs. You see, we're not looking down the road enough. But race relations, it's already a thing in St. Kitts and Nevis. The haves and have-nots that it was mentioned by the Premier, he knows those type of things. He is in the haves. There's a lot of citizens in St. Kitts and Nevis that's not in the haves. They're in the have-nots. And this thing is going to continue, man. And then it's going to push St. Kitts and Nevis to a point where we don't want it to be. The disagreements between the two islands is surfacing again. And different than that, I would say lastly about that Destiny project. If the Prime Minister appears to put that Destiny project on hold by creating an ad hoc committee, there should be no movement on Nevis behind the scenes. Everything on Nevis in terms of land transactions and stuff that's happening behind the scenes should be put on hold until he himself makes the decision to either push the project forward or not. There should be no hanky-panky happening behind the scenes over there.
Exactly.
There's a lot of hanky-pankies happening over there behind the scenes. The Prime Minister got to be decisive, man. And there's another issue that's popping up with the funding from the Taiwanese for the advancement and the development of the Nevis Airport. We're not hearing what's going on with that, but we're hearing a lot of chatter from the Nevis NIA side that the Prime Minister is dragging his feet on that as well. And these are developments for Nevis that Nevis is so deserving of. And they got to get past these things, man. And, you know, there's a lot to say, Biff, man. But
yes,
the wranglings, we can't afford for the wranglings to come back. We got to get more mature than that, bro.
Good
And
point
I'll
indeed.
leave it there for now, man. I may come back in later. I got other stuff to say, but I'll come back in.
Thank you very much,
All right.
Carla.
Thank you, bro.
And to me, what stands out and what Ball is saying is most correct contents here. But to me, what stands out is according to the Premier, the non-communication for 3, 4, 5 months.
Yeah, because he said they had it since December.
Yes. Should it be taking that long to respond? Should you respond and say, hey, we acknowledge you see it, but we're going to get back to you shortly, whenever shortly is. And the fact that...
But what is shortly? We can't use words and don't mean them.
Well,
Because
yeah,
as humans, we do all the time, all of us.
that
So
is
if we're
true.
going to say shortly, let's say, okay, I've received it. I I will get back to you in 3 weeks. So when 3 weeks come, I can call you and hold you accountable because you told me 3 weeks. And I'm going to put the day you told me,
Yes, and
the
the
3
time.
weeks, the time, and I'll be counting. And to just be as, I don't want to say problematic or anything, I'll call you back at that same time, especially if it's not a Saturday or Sunday, on the 3 week mark.
And put pressure if at 3 weeks you cannot deliver, or there's a challenge you didn't perceive, you didn't expect, anticipate, you should communicate with me and tell
But
me, hey,
my
Troy,
thing is, prior to all of this, these committees should have been in place. These discussions should have had. Certain things should not have been allowed to go forward because now when you realize, oh, that could be the implications, what? This is what could happen. No is a big stall. We need to have foresight. We need to have proper dissemination, communication,
Transparency,
planning, exactly.
good governance.
Exactly. And not do things after the fact, because this is an after the fact committee.
Which, like, has been the general discussion. Was enough groundwork done before this thing came out? Was the horse put before the cat? Because the premier, he mentioned that there was a lot of town hall meeting, but the argument was these town hall meetings should have happened before it reached that stage where it's at now. So,
yeah, but there was should before. And this is my thing, right? I don't know why the heads think they can fool us. Because the ordinary man know everything even before the authorities. I do not know how.
It's a political thing. And it's not unique to think it's a Nevis.
Exactly. Caller, good morning. You're live in Island T.
Yes, good morning to everybody.
Good morning, Greg. How are you?
I'm blessed in Jesus' name and greetings once more in Jesus Christ's name, the only Savior of sinners, from their sins and from hell by the gospel only, through faith only, according to the Bible only, in Jesus only. Now, excuse me a second. Now, first of all, I thought the Prime Minister had said some time ago that either he didn't have anything to do with the Destiny program or it was not a federal issue, it was just a local issue or something like that. I thought something to those effects was said by the
I'm remembering that.
That's correct.
Right.
Naya makes decisions for Naya.
So how come now he's all entangled in it as well?
That's a good question, Greg. I haven't a clue.
Anyhow, Biff, another question to you. Any word yet on those two issues that you said the news section at WinFM was investigating?
I don't think our news department reported on it, Greg, but you're very much aware that what has been in the media, and especially with
we're supposed to be miles ahead.
Yes, I agree with that. I'll have to chastise my my news department to be a little more. Well, I shouldn't say proactive, but do a little more. I have to encourage them to do a little more.
Okay. Another issue quickly as well. I want to say two more issues very quickly.
Yes, I like that very quick. I like that very quickly, Greg. Thanks a lot.
Yes. Yes. First of all, you know, there was Sean made mention of the IMF.
Sorry, who's that? Sorry, who's that?
The Honorable Sean Richards.
Okay. We need to give politicians their handle, please. Respect.
Yes. The Honorable Sean Richards doctor as well, had made comments concerning the IMF report and think it's a Nevis. And that was a bit in the news. And I think about 2 Mondays or so ago, I read 2 points from the IMF report as well. About 2 Mondays or so ago on Voices. Yeah, Voices. Now, I'd just like to read another third point quickly from that report.
Yes, go ahead.
Current expenditure requires further rationalization, including streamlining goods and service spending. That means, as far as I see it, that means to me that they have said that the government needs to be wiser and smarter with its spending on goods and services as well. The government needs to be wiser and smarter on such spending of theirs on goods and services as well. And also, to me, how I see it, that also means to me that they need to become more accountable and responsible on their spending of goods and services. This is what I interpret as seeing what the IMF is recommending to the government here on their spending on goods and services. And quickly, lastly, I don't know if you all have seen it, but at the funeral of the band member, I think Chubby was his name.
Yes.
Yes.
I saw in that video Sergeant Maguire, and it looked to me like he pushed and chucked a lady, a girl who was little compared to him, give her one hand push and chuck. And to me, how I saw it is that she was by the wheel area of the trailer, holding on. Now, if she did not have that grip on that trailer and that chuck and push had thrown her on the ground, she could have easily have fell in the wrong way on the tire.
That's true.
And that could have caused either serious limb damage or worse, life ending.
Yeah.
The young girl, young lady, who was comparatively very small to Maguire, Sergeant Maguire, I saw that she was jamming a bit rigorously. I do not know if she made any contact with him in her jamming. I do not know. But even if that was the case, that kind of push and shove.
Greg,
yes?
I saw a video. Sorry to cut into you. I saw a video with an incident with the jamming, and I know that is it Katie Dan, one of our local artists, issued a public apology for an incident. I know the band also issued a public apology for the incident. That pushing on the young lady, I don't remember seeing it. So I'll prefer to see that before I could allow you to continue on that, please.
But Cartensius seem to have seen it.
I have.
Oh, you saw the female? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was that female part of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
the stuff with Katie Dan, I don't know what that is. I haven't delved into that yet.
Okay.
But I did see the push.
With the female? Oh, okay.
So I do share certain sentiments with Greg, because if she had ended up under that wheel, oh gosh, don't even want to think about it.
Exactly. And I think as well that the proper authorities need to bring, concerning the incident, the danger of, the possible and potential danger of what he did to that young lady, and the need to reprimand him. Because that was out of order. No, that does not justify in any way what the fella said. What the fella said was wrong. He should not have said it. Sometimes we get angry, we blood boiling, and we say things we ought not to say. And I am glad that he made an apology. Also, whoever knocked off his cap was wrong as well. His hat was wrong as well. Okay? But also Maguire, I think, need to be, by the proper authorities, he needs to, at the very least, make a public apology of what the potential danger that he could have put that young girl in, because it was uncalled for and unnecessary. If she made some kind of contact with him that was willful and wrong or whatever, maybe he should have charged her for when you touch police, what do you call it again?
Battery.
Battery
or assault,
or something like that. Okay.
Okay.
Not that kind of push and chuck. No. That
Okay,
was
Greg,
a potential life-threatening.
Greg, I think your point is well made, And
Yes. Yeah.
sorry,
And
we,
also,
we have we have to go to a break. Can I encourage you to call back, please?
No problem. No problem.
All right. Thanks for your
Thank you very
comment.
much for the time.
Okay.
God bless.
So, Cartencia, could we take a break now, please? And we get back?
Go ahead. You're controlling the board.
98.9 is Win FM.
Old fast, bright, smart, you're up now. This is your start. Big deal, nice wheels, just my ride. No wait, no hassle, just drive. I saw it, I owned it quick like that. National bad, got me on track. Now I'm rolling free. No free spread. Keys in my hand. I feel blessed.
With Vroom, you pay $0 down. Get low rates and fast approval. Apply today at any National Bank branch or online at www.sknanb.com. Vroom, your used car loan from National Bank. Terms and conditions apply.
This is your start.
Come, build with us at Hostos Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostos Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostos Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostos.
Easter is a season of fresh starts, new plans, and moments worth celebrating. This year, crack open extra funds with a TDC Financial Services Easter loan with up to $50,000 available to help you do more this season. Whether you're planning Easter activities, taking care of home projects, traveling to see loved ones, or simply giving yourself some breathing room, TDC Financial Services is here to help. Enjoy affordable rates, fast approvals, and flexible repayment options, all designed to make borrowing easy and stress-free. So don't let your plans stay in the shell. Crack open extra funds with TDC Financial Services today. Apply at TDC Financial Services on Central Street in Bastyr, St. Kitts, or Main Street in Charlestown, Nevis. TDC Financial Services, where money is made easy.
Rams the good food people, always there to serve you. Rams the good food people, locations right near you. Rams the good food people, in-store specials for you. Rams the good food people. Rams. When you need better service, Rams is always here. Better value, better prices. Rams is always here. Rewarding your loyalty. Rams is always here. We are community. We are family. We are family. Rams for you and me. We are community. Rams for you and me.
And we're back on LNT just about 8 minutes after the hour of 9, and I will read some comments from off the wall. Why is it Nevisions are not entitled to development? The seasons does not give Destiny the right to make any laws outside of the Constitution. The second comment says, this caller has been saying the same thing for almost a year. I don't know which caller this commenter is referring to. Divisions are not fools. We know what is best for our island. And then I don't know if I want to read that last one, but it says, Mr. Biff, you seem very dictatorial in curtailing callers in their expression. Easy, bro. And do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. Yeah. So if you want to explain to the caller, please explain to the caller.
Of course, Cartensia, thanks for reading the comments. And we invite you to post your comments on Facebook and YouTube that we streamed. I always say, Cartensia, I accept feedback. I believe in feedback, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Some persons say positive criticism. I tag everything as feedback. And I apologize if it came across that way, might be dictatorial. But that's not the case in my view. One, we really should be limiting callers for 2 to 3 minutes. Perhaps I will have to manage that some more, Cartensia, and basically indicate to callers, keep your calls to 2 minutes, 3 minutes, because other persons might be wanting to call in. But at the same time, even if you're under 3 minutes and you keep repeating the same thing, once you've made your point, okay, you may cement the point, but to repeating it 3, 4, 5 times saying the same thing, I'm not certain that's accomplishing anything. But my apologies if I came across being dictatorial. That was not intentional. I am not that way generally, but I guess I'll have to do a better job at managing the calls, Cartensia. But thank you very much for your feedback, caller. Not caller, for posting it.
Well, it's not a caller, it's a commenter. We had to be mindful the person didn't call.
Yes, my commenter, my apologies.
Yeah. Caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T. Applies in good morning. Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I think we have to be a little careful in prosecuting certain issues in public like this. I'm referring to the issue with the policeman, when his name was called, etc., etc. Politicians are fair game, okay? They should expect that. But when it comes to law down in the organizational chart, where they're accountable to somebody, and persons are there to investigate whatever wrongdoing there might have been. We should be careful, I think, in making pronouncements on those cases.
Good point, caller. And before you proceed, please, thank you for pointing it out. And because it's something viral, I knew of part of it. Well, Cartensia, my colleague, she knew of the other part. That is why we allowed it. Well, perhaps the name calling, that is something I should have done a better job on.
Right, even though it's a video, even though it's viral and it's a video.
But I am not condoning calling the person's name, but don't you think because it's viral, everybody knows who it is?
No, you can talk about the incident, you can talk around the incident.
Yeah, but don't call the name.
Watch the details. Right?
Yes. We have to still protect persons and avoid defamation, libel, and what have you. And thank you very much. Yeah. And, well, I said defamation. I don't know if you would have seen it. A petition has been charged $194,000 or $134,000 by the court for statements made on Facebook against the ambassador for Kuwait, the St. Kitts and Nevis ambassador, His Excellency Harley.
The ambassador for the UAE.
Yeah. UAE, yes.
Honestly, I saw it, and honestly, I'm not sympathetic to the person because, in all honesty, he saw something that even myself, that I dismissed, but I could have done the same thing because it was very it said some very obnoxious things. But anyway, when it comes to that Destiny project, I don't know. Premier Brantley seems unable to take a hint. I mean, if you approach somebody for that length of time. And with no reply in a definitive answer, what seems to be stalling and all of that, what would you do? Right? There's no excuse, I think, for the length of time for between issuing that project, presenting that project for consideration and discussion and approval. There's no excuse for that length of time passing before you don't get some kind of response.
Yeah.
And and you know the problem with this from the beginning, it's a case of what starts bad can't end well. Okay, the project started badly in the first place in terms of information sharing, transparency, and so on.
Yeah.
I suspect the reason for that is partially the conflict of interest things that were thrown at the premiere, for instance, so that there was a kind of withdrawal, not wanting to appear to be involved in the project and not wanting to give information and so on. And similarly, with the Prime Minister, as you pointed out, after having said, well, it's a Nevis project, and now having to be involved in it because potentially federal laws may be violated. You know, there's this whole perception of secrecy and so on, which is not good. It does not speak to an open and transparent government. And I suspect part of the reason, too, is that we're coming on to election season, and it's clear that the federal government have certain misgivings about the project, and don't want another hot potato, another talking point, you know, another election pointer to bring into the mix. And so they probably will rather wait out this until after the election. But that is in conflict with Brantley, who obviously wants the project like this to be
expedited
an election campaign issue, right? A feather in his cap, so to speak, right? But ultimately, I think, and I heard the press conference, by the way, and I was a bit put out by what Mr. Brantley was saying about, well, the committee was exceeding their bounds in talking about, you know, it's going to create haves and haves not in Nevis. And he referred to Frigate Bay, for instance, and say, well, don't we have projects like this in St. Kitts, Frigate Bay, where you have a lot of affluent people living, you know, so what's wrong if you have a similar situation in Nevis? But it's not a similar situation. One, everybody in Frigate Bay is not affluent. Yes, maybe most are, but everybody isn't. And you Frigate Bay, you can see where there's mixing between the affluent and the not.
But initially, we know who lived over there had to have money, right?
Yes, initially.
So he kind of have a little point back then, but not now, as you rightfully said.
Yeah, that was once our Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. But destiny is.
Hello, caller, you're breaking up.
Yeah, destiny. It's all right if people come and live amongst us. But when they come and they separate themselves from us, as destiny is doing, that's a whole new kettle of fish.
Oh, okay.
It can't be the same. And I didn't like that comparison one bit.
No.
But ultimately, it is obviously a very divisive thing in Nevis. And something like that, I would think, begs for some kind of referendum to determine exactly what people want. Or make it an election issue so people people know exactly what they're voting for. They would probably be for and against. And let people make the decision rather than just a small select group of parliamentarians like the NIA and the federal cabinet, because it's a far-reaching project.
30 seconds more, please, caller.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay,
all right.
wonderful.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you very much
for your observations and your commentary. We appreciate it.
I think, Cartensia, what is coming out a lot is transparency and timely dissemination of information. And the whole destiny, well, old people have a saying, what gone wrong a morning can't come good a evening. I'm not so sure that is really literal with every situation. But this has been playing out, and I guess the kinks and the challenges and issues should have been addressed before settling down that is what we're seeing now in my humble view. And people are still uncertain. How many persons want it to happen, how many persons don't. I think I haven't been to Nevis in a bit to really feel the temperature there. But that's a big issue.
But on this show, a lot of people comment on calling and say that they're waiting for it to come. So what I would have noticed that Premier Brantley would have said that there are more people wanting it than others who don't want it. So it's like the ratio is bigger.
What is the scientific data to support that?
I'm not sure. You'll have to speak to him.
Because I could say more people don't want it than what want it. It doesn't make what I'm saying true. It doesn't make the saying that more people want it that don't want it. It doesn't make it thing unless we have say, a referendum or some tangible way of measuring it. A survey, 1,000 people, 2,000 people, 500 people, I don't know, and you extrapolate.
Because we heard at one town hall, or we saw from a clip at one town hall, there was a resounding no.
Exactly.
As somebody said, you could have heard it over here in St. Kitts. I guess that's just to exaggerate it. But the no was loud.
And you're going to use something to support your argument, and I'm going to use something to support my argument. Of course, I'm not going to push points that don't support my argument.
Yeah.
So, and I understand, yes, whether he wants it for a political feather in his cap or perceived conflict of interest, as the caller mentioned, whatever the reasons, he wanted it to be finished. But there's still 1,001 questions in my view. If and when this goes through in Nevis, what is to stop me and you from coming together and getting a loan from the bank and buying another 3 square miles in Nevis, 6 square miles? And what is to stop me or you or somebody else doing the same thing in St. Kitts? And then over a period of time, when my great-great-grandchildren grow up, would they have land in St. Kitts to buy? Because everything, and I guess it's the price you pay for development. I don't know.
For certain developments, I guess. Caller, go ahead. You're live in Island Tea. Good morning.
Yes, sorry, it's me again. I'm going to try to be quick as well.
Thank you very
I'm not
much.
going to call any name. Yeah, I'm not going to call any name. But let me say this. The police force is asking for people to work with the police force against crime and that sort of stuff. Now, when people see certain things done by the personnel, the officers, you name it, that to the people look wrong and angers them, and the people ain't seen no kind of rectification coming from the police force. And I emphasize the word see, because yes, maybe some kind of rectification may have happened in the backgrounds, behind closed doors, whatever. But they say justice must not only be done, but it must be seen to be done.
Correct.
And if the people do not see any kind of rectification from what they perceive to be wrong, then you're appealing to the people to help you in the fight with crime, only going to work against your appeals, because people are going to be seeing you in a very bad and negative light. So I advise the police force, rectify situation that at the very least appears to be very wrong, at least to the people, because you don't do that, like I said, people are going to be repelled from working with you to fight crimes, etc., and that's not a good thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Greg.
Thank you.
That's an excellent point. I was to mention, because my thoughts were when Gregory was speaking, that I suspect that the police force are investigating the matter. And I also suspect once they've completed their investigations, they'll come out and say what the position is. Based on what Greg is saying, perhaps a notice, an initial notice to say, hey, we are aware of this and that, and please be advised we're investigating it, and we'll get to make an announcement shortly. Because I always say, Cartensia, in the absence of information, we are going to believe anything. We're going to come up with our own perception. We believe this, we believe that. And our decisions, in my view, are based on our perception. If I perceive you to be a particular way, Cartensia, I'm going to make my decisions based on my perception of you. And I think that is us, human nature.
Caller, go ahead. You're live in Island Tea. Good morning.
Morning again. No, Catencia, do you think when Miss Mark used the example of there's a frigate there in St. Kitts. No, but there's a frigate there, but we could have, anybody in St. Kitts could have lived in frigate there as long as you had the affordable, the money to live over there. Remember, it was locals really, it was in frigate there.
Yeah.
The locals who had
money.
a little bit more, right, had a little bit more money. So, and frigate there didn't have its own laws.
No,
so,
they didn't.
There's no comparison.
Yeah.
And Cotton said, did you see where the locals in Jamaica burned down the resort?
Wow.
No, remember I was speaking the other day on the beaches because they're getting more and more.
Right.
Oh, that's the reason?
People from going to the beach and they burn the people, the locals decide, hell to the no, and they burn down the resort.
Oh, boy.
Wow, that is sad. I hope nobody was injured.
Yeah, because it's trouble for both sides.
Yeah, and the money is to rebuild and lost maybe jobs and things like that.
Yeah. And then the jail for the person that tried to stand up for something.
Persons.
I didn't hear of anyone being injured, but the locals decide, no, it's not happening. You're not going to come from China and tell us we can't go on the beach. And they burn down the resort.
Wow. I have to check that out. I didn't see that, though.
But this beach thing, Cleo, it's sad because I don't know if you remember the mighty Gabby out of Barbados had a song, That Beach Is Mine, Jack on the Beach, from is it in the 80s or the 90s, sometime way back, because of similar things. And we've seen it happening too much. And we know recently here in St. Kitts where trenches were dug up on a path leading to the beach. Well, boulders were put initially and trenches were then dug up. And I thought it was just one trench. But I saw a video indicating that there were 3 trenches. But then after the beach bars have been relocated, all of a sudden the trenches were full back up. And the path is there. But I had a question I asked then. One, who gave some questions. One, who gave permission, if anybody, to put the boulders and dig it up? 2, who dug it up, who put the boulders? 3, what repercussions will happen? Because if I did it and I got permission, what happened to the person who gave me the permission? And if I didn't get any permission, what happens to me because of destroying public property or whatever the law is? And I don't know, but too often we have this beach situation, Cleo. It's sad.
Yeah, all the Caribbean islands, St. Lucia, Barbados, all over.
But the thing about it is that sad to say, but there will be no repetition, no
repercussions.
I don't say the word, but right. There will be nothing for it. Because then if it was us who did it, then we'll be in trouble. But I think that somebody ain't just get up and do it off their own. They have to have permission, or they decide, hey, we know the government ain't gonna do nothing, so we can do what we like.
And that's a serious situation.
And that is very sad.
And as you said that, Cleo, I'm remembering when a generator was moved from Frigate Bay and put at the fire station in Bastia. If I come and take my generator off of your property, if I don't have permission to do it, shouldn't there be legal proceedings against me, not because it's your property, especially if it's a third party?
Exactly, and like the generator went there overnight.
Exactly.
It's been there for how long? So by law, you're supposed to go through the law and let the law work.
Indeed.
But again, the law seems to only apply to a certain set of people.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
It should apply to me, you, the high man.
Everybody.
And when I listen news and I'm hearing ministers of government in different countries being impeached, being taken to court, former politicians, former prime ministers.
Being jailed even.
Being jailed. I feel relieved. And I wonder if that will ever come down to the Caribbean. Because we hear so many allegations and we see and hear things, but
nothing.
Nothing.
It seems like something that's going on in the judicial system. Something seems to be one-sided then in the judicial system.
And I'm going to get I may get some stick for this, Cleo, but I believe in the Privy Council. Why? I believe with our politics here in the Caribbean, I think the judges of the Caribbean Court of Justice, in my opinion, they may be able to be influenced or not be as harsh as they should.
Maybe you say?
Oh boy, listen, y'all.
I'm just being cautious, Cleo.
Now I believe we are grateful for the Privy Council. Remember what things it had to go through, and our judges say they don't deal on moral standards.
I think we have a lot of work to do in the judiciary to be as transparent and as well. The symbol for justice is the lady with the scale. There's a blindfold because justice sees no creed, no class, no color, no gender, no anything.
And that scale is a line scale.
Oh Jesus! How is it a line one?
It's a line scale because
so it's not balanced.
No, it's not balanced because it's supposed to be blind. What the scale is saying is that it is fear.
Justice
but we
is
know
even.
That's a lie.
Okay.
Well, so are you suggesting, Clear, if we look at it, this scale might be
Should have been
just
tipped a little bit?
1 millimeter off?
1 millimeter. You're lucky you say 1 millimeter. They need to just take the blindfold off of the lady because she could see.
Okay, Cleo. All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, we're going to take a short break and we will be right back. We do ask that you stay tuned.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
Building supplies, electrical supplies, furniture, appliances, carpets and tiles. It's the company where you can get it all. All at TDC, home and building depot. The lawn and garden, the TVs and stereos. All at TDC, home and building depot. Come on down, get what you're looking for. It's all at TDC, home and building depot.
What are you doing?
She said, drink a root boy, I will do the work. You don't have to wind up yourself. You don't have to wind up yourself. Oh, she said, drink a root boy, I will do the work. You don't have to wind up yourself. You don't have to wind up yourself. Oh, cause when we out and we active, living we life. So when we drink, we drinking. Root boy. So when we drink, we drinking. Root boy. Oh, Miss Lady, anyway you see we building up our vibes. So when we drink, we drinking. Root boy. So when we drink, we drinking. Root boy. Why?
Don't throw those bottles away. Turn them into money today. Vitamalt bottles equal cash in your pocket. It's super easy. Just take those empty Vitamalt bottles to any Cara Brewery distribution truck or any drinks depot in St. Kitts and Nevis. We're keeping our beautiful Twin Island paradise clean. Vitamalt bottles equal cash back. Keep it clean, keep it green. Vitamalt bottle returns. Your bottles, your cash, your island.
Here are your Horsford's Value Mart IGA Blue Tag specials.
Running May 14th to May 27th.
Nutella hazelnut spread is just $18.99. Essential everyday cream cheese bars just $7.99. Celeste pizza single serve $6.99. Morningstar meatless entrees just $19.99. Almond breeze almond milk $9.99. Suavitel liquid fabric softener just $21.05.
And now our value deals. Essential everyday pasta sauce $9.99. Essential everyday pastas $4.99. Essential everyday cereals $10.99. Essential everyday ice cream cones $7.99. Essential everyday freezer bags $8.99. Soft soap body wash $19.99. Shop smart, shop value mart. Tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
Shop smart, shop value mart.
And we're back on Island T just about 35 minutes after the hour of 9. Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T.
Hi, good morning, Dan. Yes, this administration of justice thing, yes, we got a lot of work to do because people are not confident in the system. They really do feel that it's weighed against the poor person. It's who you know, the contacts you have, and those kinds of things. And I can talk to specific cases. I won't, of course, but I can talk to specific cases where that's so obvious that justice really is dependent on who's bringing cases, who the cases are against, and those sorts of things. And it should not be like that. We should have confidence in our justice system. Okay? And I think one of the and I know it's a recourse of most guilty persons that the government can actually pardon people. But that does not help the people to be confident in our justice system. You know, when somebody, because of connection, they get a pass, that's not good enough. And talking about fairness and justice, I think Carter might have been clear who mentioned the fact that this Jamaican speaker objected to the dialect in Parliament. Patois, they called it, yeah?
Yeah, that's what they said.
But
Patois.
it's still their dialect. That's their dialect.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, it might have been an infringement of the rules, but what caught me, because I saw the video, what caught me was the tone and of the speaker. And I don't know, there seem to be certain positions that bring out the worst in people. You know, the kind of arrogance and in-your-faceness kind of thing. That was totally unnecessary, just being uncivilized. Yeah. And it brings to mind, and she's not the only one in the region, that's why I said maybe it's a feature of the position. I think in terms of our own parliament, where, you know, the kind of judgments that are decisions that are made by the speaker seem to just favor the government side instead of being fair and balanced, you know. And I've seen it in other, I'm sure you've seen videos of other parliaments in the area where the speaker, I don't know, just seems excessive in the use of the power. And, you know, it's unfortunate. It just seems uncivilized and against the grain of democracy, where, especially in a parliament, where all voices should be heard.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Carla. That's a good point, you know, Cleo. I think...
Cleo?
Forgive me, I meant Cartencia. I think too many times our speakers come across as being combative towards the opposition. I think that lady who spoke the Jamaican thing, it was a lady from the opposition. And I remember thinking when I saw it, now if this was a minister of government, if the approach would have been the same. I don't believe there should have been that type of energy in the approach. Member for number, whatever, could you please use standard English or grammar or whatever according to the standing orders or whatever the
But
case
isn't
is.
that what she said? But it's
No,
the way in which she said it.
Yes, the energy, the
Yeah,
passion.
exactly. 'Cause
how
that's what she said.
combative
Yeah.
it may have come across as. And a lot of times, the Bible says that a soft voice turn away wrath.
Yeah.
And in physics, I learned to every action, there's an equal and opposite action. And Bob Marley sang that in one of his songs, the late Bob Marley. To every action, there's a reaction. And even when you put your phone on the table, the phone is pressing down with an action and the table is pressing upwards with a similar and equal action. That is why it doesn't move. I say all of that to say, if we are speaking, most times, if you come at me with certain type of energies, generally, well, not me personally, I will come back at you at the same type of energy and even worse. And too many times in Parliament, we're seeing it happening with the politicians, especially with the opposition. In Antigua and Barbuda, there's this situation. They just had elections on the 30th of April.
Yeah.
And the Honorable Pringle, who is a member of the opposition, apparently he missed the first session and then he was kicked out because he wasn't sworn in as the opposition member when they had the throne speech this week. And
but wasn't that the first session of Parliament?
I thought so, because I think in the first session of Parliament...
He was not sworn in there. Remember, he was sworn in at Government House. Apparently, you have to be sworn in at Government House and sworn in there. But then Senator Chester Hughes said that standing orders could allow for him to be sworn in there and then before they started the throne speech. But I do not know what's happening over there because they're not playing with parliamentarians anymore. You don't come.
The government, the Speaker, he or she is supposed to be neutral. But I think we know that is only on paper. Because too many times you see the speakers with the energies, and even here in St. Kitts, the energies of the Speaker of the House towards the opposition.
We see when the order was in, the others walked out or they were asked to leave, and then the others left because you see some other members left with him too that were on the opposition.
Yes, because it's a sign of protest.
Yeah.
But I don't know. When because you have a different view to me, when am I going to respect that and say, hey, okay, we could still work together, but I'm going to hold everything against you because...
But I thought that's what he said about when the elections were concluded and they had a meeting. I know the Honorable Gaston Brown had said he had asked for him and the opposition to work in tandem. So I don't understand what happened between that time. We know the Honorable Jamal Pringle was sworn in at Government House, but apparently you have to be sworn in the House as well. And he wasn't there for that. But they said provisions could have been made for him to be sworn in there and then, but it's obvious they didn't want him in things according to locals. Caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you doing today? God bless you all and peace to you.
Well, we are blessed, highly favored, giving. I'm blessed, highly favored, giving thanks. I can't speak for Hortensia. She's looking
Happy
so,
to
but I
hear
don't
that,
know.
and I hope you send some blessings to me as well.
Okay.
I call in relation to a topic you all had earlier about our young people. But you know what? The questions we are asking today and the things that we're seeing today and saying today about young people, you know, it's nothing new.
Of
our
course.
Parents and our grandparents used to say the same thing about us. I don't know if you know the scripture says there's nothing new under the sun. It might just come in a different form. But it's not new. So what is incumbent upon us as parents and as seniors and teachers is to teach the children the correct way. I could recall back in my day, and I'm sure Biff you had it as well, when we were young, we could have afternoon jobs or weekends because we know the value of work. And even the scripture, God tells you, we believe in the Bible as well, tell you what it is about work. And you know, some people don't want to hear, but the scripture says if you do not work, you shouldn't eat. You know that, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Right, and that's what happened. We're not teaching our children the correct way. We just believe that they should sit down and get what they want, and that's it. And it transcends into the wider society. Yes, even if you want to look at it at a political point of view as well. It is not good to boast about how many persons we have on special programs. It's saying something wrong about that. But some people think it's good. But it's not good for government to just like paying people for not doing anything. It is not good. It is for us to encourage persons to work because you mentioned earlier about social security. So if money is going out and nothing is coming into social security, you realize what happens? We have created a society, our culture where people believe they shouldn't work, get paid, but nothing is going into the social security for when they get older, for the old folks. And therefore, I think the mindset should change. And I am one person, you know, a person who I am, I'm Lincoln David Pell, and I believe in being industrious. We used to have sheep and goats and so on we have to take out in the morning. I'm not saying we should go back to it, but at least we should have something positive for our young people to do. And in that days, you know, yes, we used to have our little fights and stuff, but nothing as serious as it is today.
Yeah.
Okay, and I believe we have to wake up and, you know, back in the day, they used to smell the coffee. But I will have to say, wake up and see reality.
Yes.
Because that is what's happening. We have a lot of it is fair and well to say we have our young people who are talented and gifted and all kinds of things. But if they're not using it positively, it doesn't go one way.
Yep, that is so
It
true.
is there and it dies. And so for me, my appeal today is because I love my people, I love my country, and I want the best for my people, the best for my country.
30 seconds, please, caller.
It's for us to be industrious, get up and go out. Remember the lives and the quality of life that we build today for us. It's for us and our children and our children's children. We like to look at other races and say, oh, they could go back and in this history and talk about what the parents had and send down into generations. We can do it too much and even better.
All right.
We have to put in the work, and therefore it is my duty now, in my capacity as someone who leading a charge to make a difference in my country and my constituency, is to encourage all of our young men, all of our young people, even those who are older as well. Let us get back to be industrious to build our nation. Thank you very much. God bless, and of course, God bless constituency number 7.
All right. Thank
very
you so
much.
much
Have a
for
good day.
your
Thank you for calling, sir.
contribution. And as we continue along, there's a big topic that I wanted to mention, but I'll just finish up these. So getting home just got harder as Caribbean Airlines is cutting routes as they cite 128 million in losses. On the international scene, Ghana welcomes Pope's apology over Catholic Church role in slavery. 5 people found alive after being trapped for a week in flooded Laos cave. And we know the Ebola is out. So Ebola hit the DR. That's the Democratic Congo, and it faces catastrophic collusion of the disease and conflict. That's the World Health Organization warns of this, and we also see the U.S. carries out new strikes on Iran, and all of these headlines are from BBC. And then from CNN, we see this morning Donald Trump is working to protect himself from being prosecuted once he leaves office. So those are the international stories. And one more regional story before we get back home. It says DPP, that's the Antigua DPP, pulls plug on 536K drug case against Canadian woman with medical reasons offered as sole explanation. So the Antiguans are in and they're chatting and they're saying everything they can say and shouldn't say, but they're saying, as one person say, so that means you let her go, so tomorrow we could go to Canada without a visa. I don't know. I'm just repeating what was said on the chat. Now, what is it that I want to speak about? And I see it here on Facebook, so I want to get exactly what that says. I don't want to say anything out of the ordinary. And it is from the St. Kitts Nevis Rhythm, and it is a official public statement. Ministry of National Security of St. Kitts and Nevis, and it says the government of St. Kitts and Nevis wishes to address the recent decision to deny entry to 17 nationals of Nigeria who arrived on a regional airline flight. This decision was not taken lightly. It was made on the advice of the competent health authorities in keeping with our national responsibility to protect public health during a period of heightened global concern regarding Ebola. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention has publicly indicated that Nigeria is at high risk of Ebola importation following a dynamic risk assessment related to ongoing transmissions in parts of Africa and the movement of persons through major transport hubs. While Nigeria has not recorded a confirmed case linked to the current outbreak, this advisory underscores the need for heightened caution and preparedness. St. Kitts and Nevis has already valued its warm and respectful relationship with the people of Nigeria. We remain a welcoming nation, and we deeply regret any inconvenience or distress caused to our Nigerian brothers and sisters affected by this necessary public health measure. At this time, our foremost duty is to act with caution, responsibility, and in accordance with health guidance while continuing to treat all persons with dignity and respect. We ask all persons to comply fully with the laws of St. Kitts and Nevis to ensure the smooth and orderly implementation of this public health policy. We sincerely hope that this global health situation will be contained swiftly, allowing normal travel and engagement to resume as soon as possible. The government thanks the public for its understanding and cooperation.
Very interesting cartons here, and I commend the government highly for coming out and making that release. Persons have been, persons have been attacking me, for want of a better expression, so to speak. And I could understand what they're saying. Let us suppose that it didn't happen, thank God, but let us suppose one of those passengers actually had Ebola. Do we have the resources currently to treat that? Would we have been able to identify it early? The initial responders to the aircraft, they would have been exposed, because I don't believe they would have gone with the necessary protective gear.
So what happened to the people that are not from Nigeria, that are from here, that came on the same aircraft with the people from Nigeria?
Your people on the paper talk cartons here?
I did not,
your coffee
but I'm just trying to figure out the math.
These are the 1,001 questions. Okay, the person comes in, the person has Ebola. Are we able to identify that right away? Are tests being done to find out if you're positive, if you're negative? And if you're negative, okay. If you're positive, how do we deal with you, and how do we deal with those passengers and crew on the same aircraft who came in with you and the exposure to it? Where do we carry
the crew not staying here? But what about the passengers that are staying here that didn't come from the infected area, that might have gotten infected hanging around those that presumably came from the infected area? Because we even see a little clip from I want to make sure, the gentleman from Air Peace that says that none of the persons that were on there were from any affected area. Caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T. Good morning.
Good morning. Just to touch on the Jamaica thing with the speaker, right? I saw a similar thing where the said speaker, her husband, which is the Prime Minister, was raising a point, and she responded, but I guess not in the same tone. I don't know if Clear seemed to be involved with a lot of Jamaica stuff. I don't know if she saw that one. And she said, she was a little more subtle. But what happened with the girl, right, the PMP girl, this is her first time in Parliament. I don't know if she wants to prove a point. But recently she made a comment, aside where she was in studio, and she was saying something to the fact that this is what you do in a marriage, as if to suggest that the Prime Minister controls her husband. That's how it come out to me. And she's being condemned.
No, the Speaker of the House controls the Prime Minister. Remember, she's the Speaker of the House, so you want to say the Prime Minister controls her? You want to make it like how it should be, where the husband is in charge?
For PNP, right?
Yeah.
The one from PNP, Burchell, Nikisha.
Yeah.
She had an interview recently where she was saying that that's what you do in a marriage. It's like she's saying that she's being sent there by the people to represent them in the House.
Correct.
And it's like the Speaker trying to shut her down. So she's basically saying that's what you do in a marriage. So he suggested to me that she must be saying the Speaker actually controls her husband.
You should write Calypso.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, I tried.
I even saw it and I wonder, how is it even fair?
Like she's saying.
Because it's a conflict of interest. Yeah.
A lot of women condemning her for it and saying that they think that she need to, in like PNP thing, she need to get some counsel, right? And also, I saw another one a while back with in St. Vincent. It would seem like there was this new parliamentarian on the government side. If you see how he was going on with the Speaker, and the Speaker trying to tell him, and he's going on as if like he was in a fight with the Speaker, So, I really don't know.
I think it's universal, because even in the...
this parliament.
Yeah, because even in the UK, sometimes I say, boy, isn't this supposed to be the example of how Parliament
exactly.
is set? And they're just fighting all over. So, yeah.
But something else I had to say, but I lose my thought. But if I remember, I'll come before the show done.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
And you're so right, Hortensia. The House of Parliament, House of Assembly, whatever you want to call it, that needs to be an example for our young people, because there are times students are actually in the gallery, and who knows, maybe teachers play clips as a learning part of the learning tools for them. But the decorum in the house is really deplorable in some instances, and like you said, not only in St. Kitts.
Yeah.
Last week, we remember, you said the piece where the member of the opposition took up the mace and threw it out the window.
Sure, yeah,
that's
in
a very
Bahamas.
serious sign, very disrespectful.
Yeah.
And here in St. Kitts, sometime way back in the 80s, I think it is, a lady took up the mace and actually tried to run away with it. But what message are we sending? And that is my concern, serious concern. Are we setting examples for them? Are we being good role models? And we all the way up to ministers of government or members of parliament, let me put it that way. And the Speaker of the House in Jamaica and the Prime Minister, husband and wife.
But isn't that conflict of interest?
I would
Because
think
how
so.
could you be the wife and be the Speaker of the House and your husband is the ruling party? You're going to give him plenty favor?
And I guess that's what the person who mentioned the husband and wife, they're trying to show that.
As they said, like, she spoke to him calmer. Maybe because she still have respect for her husband even though he's out in public. Because, you know, if you don't treat your partner with respect out in public, others may think they can disrespect him.
Exactly.
So it's just, something just not,
awkward.
the
It's
skills are not,
extremely awkward.
balanced, Caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T, 30 seconds, please.
Yes, I want to correct a little something that was said by a previous caller. It may seem to be nitpicking, but it is important. A previous caller said that the Bible says those who don't work or who are not working shouldn't eat. No, the Bible did not say that.
What did the Bible say?
The Bible said those who refuse to work.
And I think that's what he meant. He just said, how he, because that's what I understand it to mean too. Because if you refuse to work, then you shouldn't eat. Who feeding you?
Yeah, but there are people who are not working for all sorts of different reasons.
And we get that, but I don't think the caller meant that.
Yeah, but the wording is very important.
Okay, great.
The wording is it's like people saying, the Bible says money is the root of all evil. No, the Bible did not say money is the root of all evil. The Bible said the love of money is the root of all evil. So even though we may mean one thing, we got to make sure we reward ourselves to accurately represent what we mean.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much, Greg.
All right.
Thank you too.
Caller, go ahead.
Caller, go ahead. You have 5 seconds.
Yes, I'm going to end up with the question concerning those Nigerians and the spread of the Ebola concern, just as well as they may have stopped those Nigerians from coming in. And where did those Nigerians went? And the question that I have would be, what of the other passengers that was on the plane? Are they going to be quarantined?
Good question,
Our
caller.
health officials, thanks for that release from the health officials, but they need to also come back and let us know what's happening with the passengers that was on board. I'll leave it there. Thanks, man. You guys have a good day.
Thank you very much for calling, Bull. And before we slip away Hortensia, we have a comment. Good morning. You did nothing wrong. Greg repeats himself, making the same point over and over, even in his salutations. And of course, 100 of us could be looking at vehicles, and we're asked to describe in one paragraph that vehicle. And we're going to see things different. You're going to see things that I don't see. I'm going to see things that you didn't see. And I say that to say there will always be persons of varying views. Some you can't understand, some you could see that. It's just life. I don't expect in any situation everybody will agree and everybody will disagree. And I say that to again reiterate, Carter, and say that I welcome feedback. Me personally, the way we do the show, hey, the show is your show. We are just on and have to have the privilege to be the facilitators, the host, the tools to bring the show to you. But the show is all about the people.
Yeah.
So call and make your comments on YouTube. And I often say, well, you could WhatsApp me if you're shy, you don't have access to YouTube, 668-2055. And, well, we had about 23 other topics, Hortensia.
Yeah, I guess we can get them tomorrow.
Including the throne speech in Antigua. $2 billion, I think, raised from CBI.
Yeah.
And that has always been a challenge here in St. Kitts. How many passports have been sold, how much money we've been making. The secrecy, I'm not so certain, but...
Yeah, and I went to, you know me, Miss Google. So for those who are wondering about the verse, because I guess Greg didn't get to tell you where it's from, it's 2 Thessalonians 3:10, and it says, "For even when we are with you, we gave you this rule, the one who is unwilling to work shall not eat." So there goes, the one who is unwilling to work shall not eat.
Which version that is again? The King James or the New?
It doesn't say the version here, I just see Bible Gateway. But it is, maybe I can Google the King James version, but we don't have time to do that right now.
Course.
But it just says, if you ain't want to go do no work, no food for you.
Simple. And
just like that.
It goes back to the point we make. If you don't work, you don't contribute to social security.
Yep.
And persons who do that and may be at risk of down the road
not having
being
a social
told, hey,
security.
nothing is there for you.
Yeah, and we hope that's not the case. So let's do what we need to do. And when you work, nobody could style you. You have your money to feed yourself. You have your money to pay your bills. You don't have to go beg. You don't have to depend on nobody. So it's better to work than to not work. Once you can find work, so you can support yourself.
An honest day's pay for an honest, how it goes again?
I am not quite
honest day's
sure.
pay for
honest day's work?
Honest day's work for honest day's pay. I think that is it. Honest day's
Something
work for an
Google it. Some don't sound right. I can't. But I understand what you're trying to say as well. So thank you for listening. It was indeed a pleasure being in this morning. We look forward to hearing from you tomorrow, God spare, on our last episode for the week. It's been a short week. Thank you. Have a great day. Be kind.
Nice having you, Hortensia. Thanks for being here. And looking forward to tomorrow, God spare as well.
All right.
Found the sound 98.9 Win FM.
What are you doing? She said, drink a root boy, I will do the work. You don't have to wind up yourself. You don't have to wind up yourself. Oh, she said, drink a root boy, I will do the work. You don't have to wind up yourself. You don't have to wind up yourself. Oh, cause when we out and we active living we life. So when we drinking. Root boy. So when we drinking. Root boy. Oh, Miss Lady, anyway you see we are we building up our vibes. So when we drinking. Root boy. So when we drinking. Root boy. Why?
Here are your Horsford's Value Mart IGA Blue Tag Specials.
Running May 14th to May 27th.
Nutella hazelnut spread is just $18.99. Essential everyday cream cheese bars just $7.99. Celeste pizza single serve $6.99. Morning Star meatless entrees just $19.99. Almond breeze almond milk $9.99. Suavitel liquid fabric softener just $21.05.
And now our value deals. Essential everyday pasta sauce $9.99. Essential everyday pastas $4.99. Essential everyday cereals $10.99. Essential everyday ice cream cones $7.99. Essential everyday freezer bags $8.99. Soft soap body wash $19.99. Shop smart, shop value mart. Tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
Shop smart, shop value mart.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I coming Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, don't want to run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
This message is sponsored by the Australian Government, AusAid, and produced by NEMA in collaboration with WinFM.
More than 42 million cars from 19 different car companies are being recalled for faulty airbag inflators. Repairs are fast, easy, and free. The problem isn't with the airbag, it's with the airbag inflator. Because the inflator can rupture, shooting shrapnel through the airbag, which can cause serious injury or even death. Don't risk it, fix it.
Please contact TDC Automotive Division to find out if your Toyota vehicle is affected by the Takata airbag recall. Visit or call us at 465-2511 in St. Kitts or 469-5430 in Nevis.